Hey.
No, we're back. It's been no time for us, but a whole week's worth of gameplay for you. Crazy. Um, just sipping my Wawa coffee, trigger warning Amanda. Um, excited to talk about this side of the house, who, although maybe a little more straightforward and boring, certainly everyone's here, I think, is playing better than the mess that was on the other side. Maybe not everyone, but we're seeing better gameplay. And I think that's silly. Um, these two sides are on two very different pages on what I think like they're here for. The jury have all played enough and they're like, yes, here for redemption, but like they're ready to go. And I think this side of the house like wants to make it further in the game and are a little less excited to just cause mass hysteria and chaos. Um, so I'm excited to talk about these people. I was really wrong in my like whereas I feel like I clocked preseason how most of the pre-jury was going to play, with the only major exception that I was wrong about was like Brandon, in all honesty. Um, this I feel like I definitely had some misses. There are people that are doing super well that I was not expecting to. There are people that I thought would do super well that are like, what you doing? Where are we? So I'm excited to talk about it all here. This is like a fresh start for a lot of these people. It's a good week. Excited to talk about it.
Cool.
Great.
Amanda.
We're just diving right in. Amanda. Um, I love her down.
Oh, she's gonna be the first person we talk about every week too.
And you know what, deserved to be at the front of the
Like set the
list.
tone for the week.
Set the tone for the week. I think Amanda is going to be a tone setter for each and every week of this game. Um, because she's giving main character energy in both great ways and like, girl, we're doing the same thing we did last time. I love so much. Oh my God, I love her so much. Of so much of her intro and like the way she talks about the game. She was like, when I played last time, it was COVID. I'm a different person now. I'm excited to introduce like who I am now to everyone. Well, girl, you're doing the exact same thing. You're playing the exact same way. I think I think she like maybe is slightly like not confused, but I think she thinks that her mistake last time was like calling just the house meeting and like how that unfolded. And it's like, no, girl, I think the mistake was coming in and making a whole group chat of half the house. And what she did this time when she saw the 10 is she approached Matt and she goes, oh my gosh, how to make it through the week. We just have to make an alliance that makes up the majority and we'll be good. And it's like, no, no, that's what got you out last time. Um, but with that being said, like literally to a T, at season 7, week 1, she had the highest ranking, I think, right? Her and Nora. Like she had a 7 week 1. And it's because she is so sociable. She is so easily able to click with people in a way that like some people aren't, which is like definitely a skill that a lot of people are not lacking, but like she's just really good at just connecting with people really quickly. A lot of people really love Amanda, and I don't see a world where, and granted, we said this in season 7, so never say never. With her, it could turn on a dime. But I don't see a world where like people want to take her out unless she's her own undoing. And I think she will be her own undoing if I had to predict. But for right now, it's good. Um, certainly like is doing leagues better than everyone in the pre-jury spot, I think. Not necessarily playing better, but like in terms of her positioning, her social capabilities, like we like I thought Amanda was gonna be like the queen of chaos, and no, the jury's got that covered. She's here just playing well. The only thing I think that Amanda's lacking a little bit is I think just the game experience, and I think that'll come with being here more. But she's clicked really well with people like Peyton and people like Ryan, who do have that game experience, and I think are like talking her down off of like, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea. Love that energy. We're gonna keep it up, but maybe we don't just add one of the jurors into our whole studio chat because they're HOH. Let's maybe not do that. Let's maybe not just like make an alliance of 8 out of 16 people. Let's maybe wait a sec. So like I think like that dichotomy for her is great. I hope that she doesn't become her own worst enemy. That's the only thing that I possibly predict for Amanda. But for right now, she's been sociable. People really like her. She's in terms of the pre-jury side, the main power structure. I'm hesitant to go too high on anyone because I think this season is going to be a lot of switch ups. I'm waiting to see where things settle once we merge. But starting off way higher than we started off this jury side, I'm going to be giving Amanda a 6 this week
Hmm.
because I think she's played well and I'm excited to see where she goes moving forward. So it's a 6 from me for Amanda.
I also am giving Amanda a 6. First of all, everybody knows I love Amanda. I already made it clear in my draft. I picked her even though it might not have been smart because I want Amanda. But I do think she's making some very solid and same thing she did in season 7. I think she's making some very solid connections with people that she didn't know right off the bat. She reconnected with Matt. Um, she's got people like Ryan and Charles and talking to Brett and like just lots of different things around the house. And I think she's gonna try and stick. I think what might hurt her is she's gonna try and stick to the pre-jury. And I think this is a game that is quickly going to become very blended between the jury and the pre-jury. If not this week, then very soon. Um, so I worry she might be too stuck with her group, who isn't really a group.
Wait, I disagree with that.
I think that she's tried to. I mean, like she pitched the 8-person alliance with 4 from each side, but I think at the end of the day, she's gonna try and initially ride with her pre-jury people.
I think she's going to try and ride with Peyton, Charles, and Ryan, ride or die. Nothing's changing that for her. But I think she I see
And
Charles
that's
as
more what I mean. And I think
oh,
that
okay. Okay,
and I
heard.
think when I mean the pre-jury people, I mean her people in the
Her
pre-jury
core
people.
four. Yeah, heard.
Um, and I worry she's not going to make as good of connections with some of the people on the jury side because she's so locked in with them, even though they all have other connections. So I guess Peyton does. I don't know. I guess maybe not Charles anymore. And Ryan. I don't know. Ryan, Liz, Arc. I want to see it. But I'm giving Amanda a 6.
Very nice. I'm excited to see what she does. I don't know. I think she is, and we're not going to talk too much about next week yet, but I think she is definitely having the ability to click with other people, and I'll be curious to see what she does with it. She does not keep her cards close to her chest. That's what I mean when I say I worry that she's going to be her own worst enemy. But we'll see. It's yet to be seen. So, oh, speaking of, Amanda just added me. Oh, Diego said, okay, now I know why Scott's obsessed with you. Okay, obsessed is such a strong word. I'm just a big Amanda fan. Okay? We're big Amanda fans here, but we're not like obsessed over like Amanda's great. But okay, anyway. Yeah,
Brandon.
crazy conversation. Um, Brandon. Um, Brandon's playing well. He's playing really well. I don't quite something's not clicking with everyone else though. And that makes me sad because the fact that Brandon's on this season is so exciting to me. And the fact that he's actively playing and doing it well is really exciting to me. And I want more than a hell a lot of the jury folks. Like Brandon Prince is someone that I want sticking around. I want to see him play the game. He was a consideration to go up on the block this week. I worry for his chances in this pre-jury dynamic. Granted, there's going to be a whole lot of jurors at it shortly. So it wasn't perfect, but with that being said, he has some really good connections. The conversations that he's had with people, like everyone is like, "Oh, we really like Brandon. Too bad he's on the outs." It's like, but why is he on the outs? Why are we just deciding that he's on the outs? That's what's not clicking with me. Um, I love the him and Matt final two. I think that is perfect for the both of them. Big fan of that. I really hope they stick around, and if either of them gets in trouble, that like they have enough social sway. Specifically, Matt is going to have more social sway with more people in the house just right off the bat due to connections. Um, but like in the event that they ever are in trouble, I hope higher things for them. Um, for this first week, let me look at what I had down. Yeah, I have a 4 for Brandon. Um, because he was considered to go up on the block, he's not in the main power structure, and I think Peyton in the veto was like, "Oh, Brandon like is coming from me," and I don't think that was the case. I think Brandon was honestly trying to get the knobs to not win and just like let it be. I don't think he was just playing the comp, but I don't know. I think he's more on the outs than he should be, and that's not necessarily his fault, but that doesn't change the fact that he is there. So it's a high 4 for me. I really want it to be a 5, but I don't know. This structure, there were weird things going on. So it's gonna be a 4 for me, but and I really hope that that changes because I'm like super happy to be like reconnecting with Brandon. Love Brandon, love Matthew. Shout out, hey King. Like, I don't know. They're great.
I am gonna go with the 5 for Brandon. Uh, I think that I don't know. I could be wrong about this, but I think this week is gonna mean less than we think it will. I think the whole game changes when
Oh,
everybody
Mina,
is together in the
keep
house.
talking. I'm gonna text Amina.
Um, so I do think that he was a consideration to go up on the block. Yes, if he did go up on the block, he probably would have been in some trouble, but he wasn't. And I think that him getting together in with the rest of the house will he'll be able to blend in a little bit more and hide sink a little bit into shadows of people who are overplaying. We'll see what happens this week, but it's a 5 for me. I think it was a fine week for Brandon. Um, and we'll see how people will start perceiving him more as we go forward. Brett,
Brett. Um, Brett's
love
another one that
having Brett back. Love having Brett back.
love having Brett back. Really excited that Brett's back. Really deserves a second chance after the mirror tricks. Brett, I've gone on a roller coaster with. I think I love Brett for it because I know Brett. I think his intro video at first for some people was like, whoa, that's a lot of energy. And I don't know if I can work with this. But that's just Brett. And like, you got to get to know Brett. And at first, I think he was on the outs with the main power structure. And I think he is still on the outs with the main power structure. However, I think of the people that are on the outs of the main power structure, he's the one that's doing the best at forming other really good connections. I think he's had good conversations with Paige specifically. I'm really excited by the Brett and Paige duo. Um, he's had good talks with Amanda, but Amanda's kind of doing her own thing. Um, and we know that he is going to make it to the other side of the house where he's got Morgan there waiting for him. And I think the two of them together is going to be definitely a force happening in the game. And we'll see if it's for positive or negative. But all to say, I think of the people that aren't in this main core four group that he's doing probably better than most. Um, so for me, it's going to be a flat average 5. Pretty neutral on Brett, but like neutrally positive.
I agree. I think the first impressions that people are having from Brett are positive, which is good. I think people really like him and really like to socialize and strategize with him. I think he's going to be in a very interesting spot and good spot moving into the merge. I think that he's going to be picking up some people that he didn't have before, specifically Simona and Sean from his season, and then Morgan, obviously, who he knows. And I think his like chaotic energy is perfect for this cast. I think he loves to be a little crazy and like funny and crazy, and there's enough people here that appreciate that will want to work with him, I think. Um, so we'll see. But I'm gonna go for a 5 on Brett as well.
Amazing. Um, yeah, I I think that Brett will be set up well to at least make it like far enough to turn it on. Um, to like get to a point where like I don't think anyone's gonna be looking at Brett right now, which is what I think this it's the spot that he needs to be in.
I just paused it. Do you want to do anything now?
No, Amina's gonna need a sec.
Oh,
Um, But I think I'll start talking about Charles in a sec. Can you just make a chat between Morgan and Amina and like settle on a time just to do a quick call?
Yeah, perfect.
Amazing.
All right.
Alrighty. Are we're yes. Okay. Um, so moving on to Charles. Okay. This is another one. Charles, if you're watching this right now, I apologize for saying that I didn't think you knew what it takes to do well in this game upon a second return. I thought
Because
that you
I knew that wasn't true.
I thought, yeah, you knew so much that Charles was what? Like bottom pick? I don't want to hear it. Um,
I'm not saying I would have picked him higher. I'm just saying I knew that he had a good game
yeah,
in season 9 until he
no.
was lifted.
I see Charles for how they're playing now. I don't know what that statement had to do with anything. Okay, anyway. Charles, this is a form of apology. I was wrong. I was wrong because Charles socially is, I think I forgot season 9 how like social and great Charles was. Um, because she went out early and just like I got lot there was a lot going on in season 9. So I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. For someone that concretely came in here and had zero connections and the only other connection that they would have had just gone home, I think he's doing great. Um, Charles is in the power structure. A lot of people really love them on the pre-jury side of the house. And I'm not basing my score on moving forward, but like he's getting along and clicking with a lot of people on the other side too. I'm really happy for Charles. What I really wanted from this season, and we're gonna talk about this more next week, was like so there's the BBSS draft chat where there's just a lot of people that like know of who each other are. And then there's a lot of people who are not in that and we haven't spoken to in a while. And no offense to all my lovely best friends in the draft chat, but I want to see the people that like we haven't talked to a ton really also get a second chance and not just have like the besties that we talk to all the time like steamroll it. That's not what I want. That's not my truth. And I'm really happy that Charles is doing well. Um, I'm going to be giving Charles a 6 as well. I think Charles and Amanda are playing very similarly, where they're great socially, maybe need one step up strategically, but doing really well, and they've got good people around them. And I think they're gonna be the same, that they could both turn into each other's worst enemies by just saying too much. Um, More so Amanda than Charles, but it hasn't happened yet. So Charles fan club rise up. It's a 6 from me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I, for one, am very excited to see. My main thing this season that I was really, really excited for was seeing people who aren't connected to us anymore come back and like make an influence on this like very new era season. So I'm very, very happy that Charles is here, very social in the house chat. Is always the one that is trying to facilitate conversations in Studio B, which is great. And I think has found himself in quite a few relationships already. So I think Charles is in a great spot. I'm gonna go for the 6 too.
Amazing. Charles, oh, snaps for unexpected redemption.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Chloe.
All right, well, the snapping has ended, hasn't it? Um, so I love Chloe down, and I'm so happy that she's so happy to be here. I love that for her. I wish she went home. I wish she went home this week. Yes, I do. And that's not against Chloe. That's against the dynamic that I think having Chloe here versus having Morgan here would have created. Um, However, Chloe's having a good time. She's like started to talk to more people. It really has not crossed into game at all. But I think she's just happy to be here, happy to talk to people. She's here for when she's here, and she's gonna actively try and make it as far as she can. However, I just don't, unfortunately, and I love her. I love her so much. Chloe, I love you so much. I love you. Um, I don't think she's on the same page as everyone else in terms of like what's going on, and that's okay. And that's okay, and we love her for that. Um, I sadly, I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. She was on the block and easily could have gone home. I know that she stayed unanimously, but that was just kind of by like circumstance randomly because she said good morning to people and Morgan did not. So, oh yes, changing the names again. So true, so true. Um, yes, I am gonna be giving Chloe a 3. And I I mean, I'm always gonna worry for Chloe moving forward. I think pretty much everyone is not gonna have a problem with throwing her up on the block. Um, but with that being said, at least when she makes it to the other side, like I know like Morgan's gonna look out for her, Morgan S, not Morgan K, who is, gone. Um, and uh she's gonna have a little more leeway, but I don't see anyone that's really gonna be fighting for Chloe. Unfortunately, it's like just like, meh, love you, girl, but I for making it to the jury again.
Yeah, it's gonna be three to me, three for me. On the block. Honestly, it was a toss up between Morgan and Chloe until people were decided. So very easily could have been her. And yeah, we're gonna pause for a second.
Well, yes. Okay. Pulls up contact sheet, tags everyone. Amanda,
As the twist is, we all have to be nice to each other.
Brandon. Why can't I tag Brandon? It's because I'm typing the twist in the Queens in a Pod Alliance.
Queens in a pod.
It's Diego and
What does that mean?
it's instead of peas in a pod, it's queens in a pod.
See, that wouldn't be a comp name.
Oh wait, I tagged Brandon Prince twice. Brandon Ridge. Brett. Charles. Diego. Daven. Chloe. Liz.
Wait, Liz, it's so funny. I was not expecting this. Liz is vibing with Ryan, and Ryan is not vibing with Liz.
Yeah, I love it. I want Ryan to get one over on her.
Oh, I love schedule send.
Wait, oh my God, it was so funny. I mean, schedule send totally works. I'm like Peyton, uh,
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
like realized it, but the order that it set in was like 0% close.
Yeah, I
Do you,
guess. I guess I
does it
can't.
look does it look like it's in order for you, or do you see the
Yeah, it
random?
does. I guess I
Wait,
can't schedule for messages at the same time.
I'll read out the one how it sounds, but it's like funny. It's good.
Okay. Um, yeah, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just type those out from now. But I got like the nominations picture. Look,
Your audition and have officially been cast in the Big Brother SS16 house.
I've got like the nominations picture scheduled for 2 o'clock. I'm gonna just schedule them for all, so we don't forget them.
I love it.
Look, it's so fun. It's like on the screen there. Are you sending it?
Yeah.
Oh, Amina, an hour. This is kind of funny.
I'm gonna say they have to respond with the same emoji, and we're not gonna tell them what emoji it is.
Sure. I gotta rewatch slash fully watch Reindeer Games.
Reindeer Games. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, the draft that was so funny. Have a diary room after Danielle. Danielle, minus 10 points. You won't be as good as her.
Three 3,000 messages. Hit read all. I'm sure if anything's important, I will figure it out.
I still have 8,200.
Go. have dance later. What are you doing tonight? Oh, I mean, I guess, I mean, I would assume that Amin is not Christian.
Yeah. Okay, can we do this?
Can the same person be director consecutively? What should we say? I mean, like, no, they can't. So should we just say no? Like, once you're the director 1 week, you can't be it again?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
should we say, or should we say you can get it multiple times? I think you should be able to get it multiple times.
Okay, then yes, it doesn't matter.
Um, I'll say once you are the director, you cannot be the director again.
Okay, let's do this because then we gotta FaceTime them and then we gotta finish rankings and then I want to go.
Okay, we're gonna speed through. Um, okay. I am ready to continue rankings.
Wait, no, let's call them. They want to call now.
Oh, they both want to call now?
Yeah.
Okay, work. I'm just gonna mute here. Where the fuck is the Zoom?
Okay. You're still muted.
Thank you. We'll talk logistics of that. I think
Simona.
that's gonna be such tea. Um, I'll open it at 1:30. But let's continue.
Open it at 1:30.
Like open the window of
Oh, okay.
it could be this at 1:30.
Oh, I thought it started already.
No. Um,
It's just gonna be between 1:30 and 2.
Last question from me. Do they know what the effect is? And hold on.
T.
Come on, framing it. I'm painting Simona. This is tea. Um,
Okay, we gotta keep going.
okay, I'm ready. Yeah, we'll zoom through this.
Peyton and Simona. Oh my gosh.
All right, ready?
No. Okay, yes. Matt.
We are back with Matt. This is when I was saying earlier that I was like, there are some people that I was like really not hopeful for preseason, and they're like killing it, like Charles. Matt is unfortunately someone on the flip side where I was really hopeful for him, and I'm like, is
I
Matt
don't
in the room
know.
with
I
that?
don't. I mean, it's still like the first week.
It's the first week, but compared to everyone else, I just feel like everyone else was a lot just like established much better connections. And granted, a lot of his people are going to be on the other side of the house. I don't think Matt's out of it by any means, but currently, I would not call Matt someone that's in like the front runner position. Like I think he's doing like fine, but I think he's on the outs compared. Like I think he's more on the outs than Brett. If I'm being quite
Wait,
so
I have
honest.
to pause. You have to explain when it's coming. I think
Um,
that's clear. Just say it'll happen before nominations today.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay, amazing.
we're back.
We're so back. Matt is someone. Yeah, he's not on the in, and he wasn't like super considered, but like he's like people aren't even talking about him as like, oh, like yeah, like I don't know. I'm just kind of like I'm a little confused as to where he lies right now. I don't have a ton to say. I love the duo that he's formed with Brandon. I think that's great for him. Um, but I kind of need to see a little more. Kind of need to see a little more. So it's certainly I'm not gonna give him like a super bad score, but like I feel better about Brett's chances. I kind of feel similarly as I do to Matt as I do Brandon Prince and this half of the cast. So sadly, it breaks my heart because love Matt. But I'm gonna give him a 4, and I hope it rises. But it's gonna be a 4 from me.
Yeah, I
So
think I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with Brandon. I'm gonna give him a 5. I think for me in the first week, if you're not in a bad position, but you might not be as socially connected, I think 5 is a fair score for coming from me. So I'm excited to see what happens. He's gonna be reuniting with some friends on the other side, which will be interesting. But I think a 5 is deserved.
yeah, and not unfair at all. Alrighty, pushing forward, we've got Morgan, Morgan K, robbed, and by that I mean like, oh, it's probably gonna be fine. But was so happy that she was back on this season. We've been waiting for the Morgan Kane return. We got it, and now it's gone, and now it's passed. This eviction really went back and forth, and not in the sense that like it was really close, just in the sense that like no one really cared because neither of them put in that much effort. On the night of day 2, though, Morgan was like playing games with people and like really talked to people. And for a second, she was definitely staying. But then Chloe just kind of beat her more to the punch at the end. Um, I wish people like Ryan and Paige that like had more of a connection with her and like really did, I think, care more about who went and stayed, like spoke up. But at the same time, I agree that it wasn't that deep. Um, People were making the argument that like, oh, we should keep Chloe because Morgan's going to know more people on the other side of the house. Totally wrong read. If you look at the stats of like who's been back, most people from Morgan season and the OG seasons have already played. They're ineligible for being back. So I think that was a bad read by people. Chloe's definitely going to know more. And I think if anything, Chloe's more likely to not be loyal to the pre-jury. Whereas I think Morgan would have been more loyal to these
Hmm.
people. She knows no one on the other side, especially if Ryan and Paige and these people just saved her. Like I think it would have been fine. And that's the move. Um, so yeah, it wasn't the worst. We certainly had worse first boots in terms of like delusionally being in their own way. She was staying for a moment, but I certainly can't give her any higher than a 2. So it's going to be a 2 from me for Morgan. And glad she was here. Sad she's gone, but unfortunately, I there was kind of a means to an end here.
Yeah, it'll be a 2 from me as well. Rip Morgan. I wish he stayed over Chloe, but I like Chloe, so we'll see what happens. But I'm sad. Morgan, you were robbed.
Robbed.
Okay, Paige.
Alrighty, moving on to Paige. Um, Paige is doing well. She's like, I think filling in the position of like everyone likes Paige. People are actively talking positively about her more so than they are talking positively about people like Brandon, Brett, and Matt, which is I think good for her. But she's still not in that main power group compared to like she started off season 11 like in the power position, and she's certainly not starting that off here. Not by nature of she's playing slow or anything. I just think that other people are a little more raring to go this season. And not that she hasn't been, but like I don't think she fully realizes that other people have. So I think that's a bit of a miss for her. I love the duo that she's got with Brett. I think that's crucial for her. And she's had good conversations with other people. Like Peyton really likes her, which I think is great for her. Um, she's had good talks with other people. Like she's in a good fine spot. I think people are looking to protect her. She's disconnected from other seasons. I don't think she'll be targeted because like, oh, we need to break this up. So I think she's doing fine. I think she's doing fine. I have nothing negative to say about Paige, but I don't have anything like overwhelmingly like, oh, she's killing it like I did in season 11. So for me, it's going to be a nice neutral 5. I don't think she's doing well enough for me to give her the score that Amanda and Charles have, but I feel better about her than I do about Brandon and Matt. So it's going to be a 5 for me.
I'm gonna go to a 6 for Paige. I think that people initially have really started to like her, and I think she's someone that's gonna be a little bit sneaky as we move in to merging with, the only season 11 person. Um, I think she's not gonna be expected to have many connections, and she doesn't, which is, I think, a plus for her not having many pre-existing connections. Um, so I'm excited. I think she's had a lot of good talks that I've been looking at with some people. So we'll see. But I'm going with a 6 for Paige. I'm excited.
Amazing. Excited to see what she does this season. She could be here for a while. Alrighty, moving on to Peyton. Um, there's always, on the whole, I'm very confident in my drafting skills. They've gotten me far good. However, every season, and this is always the case because it's always hard to tell preseason, there's always like one or two people that I'm like, oh fuck, I really screwed up by not thinking that they were going to do well. And I think Peyton is my big fucking miss of this year. And I think yeah, he's doing really well.
You
Um,
knew that if he said he was going to commit.
yeah, and I should have trusted him. I really should have trusted him. He was right in like I was nervous in the preseason because he was on a trip and not really responding. However, when I mean he said it straight up. He was like, I don't want to commit until I'm sure I can commit. Because when I commit, I fucking commit. Um, and he really has, and he's killing it. He's doing really well. He won the first HOH, which I don't think he was trying to, but I think it really worked out for him. People are really clicking with him. He's in the main power structure. He had a clean cut HOH. I think everyone feels good with him in this pre-jury group. I don't think anyone wants to target him because he kept everyone here safe except for Chloe. And I think even Chloe is like, yeah, it's fine. And like, what is Chloe going to do? No shade. Um, he's had the biggest lock on the game out of anyone so far. And I think that he'll be good when he merges too, because he's going to be meeting up with people like Simona and Sean that no one knows he's connected to. So I think he is going to be one to watch out for, and it's going to be quite dangerous. For me, he is going to be getting the highest score. I will be giving Peyton a 7 for week 1,
Interesting.
and I think he's doing quite well.
Yeah, I was thinking 6, but I think I'm going to go for a 7 as well. I think Peyton very much established himself with this HOH win. He didn't want it. He was trying to throw it. He was going first in the order for the competition. But I think he had a very clean HOH, which was very good. He didn't make enemies. He um, is linking up with people like Simona, who's going to be very, very, very tight with him in the merged house. I think it'll be interesting. I think he's a very smart player. Um, so we'll see. But I'm excited for Peyton. I think Peyton's my person I'm most excited for right now.
Yeah.
And Ryan.
Ryan. Alrighty. I am just as high on Ryan as I am on Peyton, if not higher, because I think Ryan sees, like, he's working with Peyton, but I think he also sees how dangerous Peyton is,
Mhm.
and not wants to move away from Peyton, but wants to make sure that he's steering his game that's in a favorable for him and not necessarily favorable for Peyton. I wish Ryan did a little more to convince the group to save Morgan, because I think that would have set him up in the best position. However, what happened was fine. Um, Ryan's just killed this week. I think he's probably the person that has done the best socially and strategically combined. Um, I think he's got really good prospects. I think he's extremely likable. I think the other side is really going to like him. His biggest obstacle is going to be meeting up with Liz next week. I'm very intrigued to see how all that's going to unfold. Um, and like that's kind of at the end, so like we're like rushing through, but like I just have nothing but good things to say about Ryan. It was the same last season. I think he knows his mistake of taking out Zach and Jay, and I don't think we have a Zach and Jay this season in terms of like big boisterous personalities that Ryan doesn't vibe with. If anything, that will be Liz, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I have nothing but positive things to say. I'm also going to give Ryan a 7. I think Peyton and Ryan are the two to watch out for right now, from especially this side of the group.
Wait, hold on. I'm just making a text because it is 1:30. Um, I'm just gonna pause for a
Sound of silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Come to talk with you again. Do, 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 do,
second.
do, 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 do.
Okay, I'm resuming. I'm really excited for Ryan as well. Um, I will. I feel like I'm not as high on Ryan as you are right now, but I am excited. I'm gonna give Ryan a 6. I think that he's made some pretty good connections with people like Amanda and Charles and others on this side. I really, really, really worry about the whole Liz thing. I really worry about it, especially coming into now a place where Liz has Diego and
Yeah.
other people like it's a lot to worry about with having such a strong, hateful pre-existing connection. So I worry he's gonna get tunnel visioned, and I also worry that he's just gonna get targeted. So, but very very strong weekend on the veto. Worked with Peyton not to use it. Agreed. Very clean. So 6 for me.
Amazing. And that's this week's rankings. On the whole, the average of the pre-jury side is much higher. I think they have a much stronger united front. With that being said, I actually think that I hope that they're able to get together and not be picked off because on the whole, I think that this side is going to be more disconnected when the groups unite. I worry for people like Brandon. I worry for people like Paige. I worry for people like Ryan in the sense that they're going to have enemies. So like, and I worry for Chloe. Like, I don't know. I just hope that this side doesn't get picked off. I want to see some jurors drop. Um, and we'll see what happens. This merge is going to be nuts. And
Yeah.
that's all.
All right. We'll see you guys next week for week 2.
Bye.
Bye.